Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Forge. Due to the fact that the pandemic finally got to me after 2 years of irresponsible driving around in work and such stuff, we're just gonna a bit quickly go over the few changes I made to it and on the paper here. So, yeah, to just touch up the topic there, I finally got the corona there. It's not really fun, but it seems that I'm surviving at least. And by the way I drive around everywhere, I can't really tell where I got it from. I must have been that bastard who coughed at the gas station the other day. The one in, the guy in the red jacket. So, well, anyway, I've... let's see if we can't zoom in on that. Oh, we could. So, we have electric cabinet over the fan, sheet metal to protect the electrical cabinet and the fan, and a ash empty out or whatever to catch the hot ashes from prevent them from going back to the fan. So basically all we have left to do now is weld the hinge on the lid, and then we're gonna make first use of this thing to harden a sort of a spring to keep the ash tray closed. And that's basically just gonna be, a piece of steel that is done like that, maybe a bit like so, which has a pin there, and it gets welded on here, and that extra outstick is just to keep the did you see that? Oh well, there it is anyway. About that shape, and then we're gonna harden it using the forge to yeah, it'll turn into a good first project for this thing that doesn't require a lot of heat, so that should be possible to do. And oops, sorry. And then we're gonna see if we can't make something else with it. I don't know if charcoal briquettes is the best choice, because they seem to be a lot of sparky. Might have just been the brand I had that's been laying outdoors for a long time that was that as well, but well, I'm gonna fix that once I get better. So well, I finally managed to recover a bit from the corona. So anyway, here we have it. Upside down, may I mind you. So this is the thing I'm added. It's sort of like a toilet bend, so everything, all the ashes will land here. Keep the fan safe. Hopefully the heat won't spread too far away from over to the fan. Maybe I should have actually made this longer. But if worst comes to worst, I do actually have a piece of this tubing left, so I can just zip it off and put another bit in. The entire design is, as you see, welded onto this, so if I zip it here and just put another piece in, I won't have to do anything more than that. So well, I thought I'd bring you along for some welding. That's about right. We're just gonna begin with putting a bit of a de-rust, getting the power right and all. Those galvanized stuff really sting your lungs. Probably should have cleaned that off, to be honest. Oh, that's gonna work. Ouch. Don't touch hot stuff. So well, we're gonna try to bend that thing. This is the best method I have of doing that. Icy hammer. And my most anvil-like thing for later reference. We bent it a little bit too much, but that's alright. We can just straighten it up using the vise. So there we got that bend. We're gonna just go ahead and cut it off where we don't need it. Hearing is important, you know. It's about as important as securing the thing you're cutting in a vise. So, if you remember the bend, the shape we want to bend it outwards like that. So we're gonna need a small bend. I'm just referencing the place where it's gonna sit. So about there. Let's do that. And let's bend it the right way. Which would be that way. Just a little bit. There we go. So now we need to put a round shape onto this. That way, of course. How the hell am I gonna do that? I think I am gonna do no, I'm gonna go ahead and get a better tool. It should work just fine. So if we go ahead and fuck me, I almost bent it the wrong way. If we do a little bit like you can see right here. We're gonna have to put another bend on that one. Yeah, I do not know how well this is gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try at least. A bit more bend to that. Well, let's see what you think about if this will work or not. I'm gonna find out before you do anyways, but I'm gonna do it like that, and I'm gonna drill a hole in the middle of that, and then we're gonna just tap a bit of a retainer thing into there, so that you just need to click and be done with it. So I'm gonna weld it in here, and so to not mess with the hardening out here, I hope. It's gonna break at the weld, but then I'll just figure out some better hinge when that happens. So I'm gonna just tack the lid closed, and then we're gonna fire it up again. So well, we're firing this thing up now. I think it's time for some wind. Just a little bit. We'll speed up the process. Nope, these charcoals are doing exactly the same thing as last time. Blowing sparks everywhere. So well, I'm gonna enjoy this and watch this burn. And hopefully the spark protection will protect all the electronicals and stuff. Maybe I should go get some oil as well to cool the parts off. I also need something to grab the parts once it is hot. Did not think of that. I'm gonna go get those things and we'll be right back. There we go. I found some engine oil and something to pick the parts up with, so let's go get it. It's still in the vise. Man, that's good coffee. There we go. Check this down there and turn the fans on. This thing's not gonna be nice on charcoal. The cover seems to be doing its job. Those parts are really reaching the fan. Let's give it a check. Yeah, it is. Sorry I didn't think about catching that. So I wonder if it hardened. Let me go get a file to check that. Let's see if it hardened. It did not. Well, it sort of did in some places. Wonder what I'm doing wrong. Maybe the steel isn't good for hardening. Might not have enough carbon in it. Let's try it again. I'm doing that off camera, or you will see the quelching this time. The heating soon is done. Yep, definitely all right. If this doesn't do it, I'm gonna rule it out as bad steel for hardening. And then we're gonna get some better steel, and now I'm just gonna build a different hinge, but by then. Ooh, fuck, it actually hardened. Oh, like it's probably harder than it was, but it's still not hardened like what I had in mind. I think it's gonna be good enough for what I want to do with it. But the hardness level that it's at, well, I guess you won't need to anneal it. Like I can still file the burrs off of it, so... Yeah, someone who knows might tell me that regular sheet steel is not good enough for hardening, and I'm gonna believe them. It's welded on, and... it actually seems to be working, except I got it on a bit crooked. Or I drilled the hole crooked. It was a fun little project. That's a day of my life I'll never get back, but who cares? So, well, see you around.